Richard. We'll get up closer, Jen. I mean, if it's going to fall in.
All right, we're in Centralia, Pennsylvania here, and we've driven quite a few hours to get over here to see Centralia, Pennsylvania, and where the mine is down below us here, and has been had a continuous fire for about 35 years. You can see here, you can actually see the smoke coming up from the ground, and you can feel just a little bit of heat. And over there is some more, and as you come up through this crevice here, you can actually see all the smoke come up. And this indeed is still under fire after 35 years, or thereabouts. Evidently, the root system, because of the fire in the vicinity, evidently it has destroyed the root system of the trees around this particular area, and the trees have died. We are in a restricted area, but they told us go ahead and drive through here in order to show what Centralia is really like. Let's down here a little bit. We're getting a little bit closer. We have some coming up over there. It's my understanding that in some areas it's about 750 degrees Fahrenheit high. Right through here is more smoke coming up. I don't know if the camera lady can get down in there and see or not. It's not deep, but there's fire down there from someplace. We're in the same area, but you're looking at a different shot, and you can see the steam come up. Actually, it's fire, it's smoke. And as the wind grasps it, you can smell the sulfur. There's a little bit of sulfur smell or coal smell. That is, with the wind whipping, that really coming up beautifully. And I really wonder what the degree is, the temperature is, it's underneath our feet. Oh, over there, Joyce. If you look up here on this hill, you'll see the smoke coming up from the ground, which just verifies the fact that I was saying a while ago in reference to the fire destroying the root system of the trees. In a strange way, and over here there's more smoking coming up. In a way, it reminds you of the aftermath of a fire, and you have the debris laying around and the smoke coming up. Quite fascinating to see. In all honesty, folks, you can actually feel the heat where we're standing.
What's going to happen?
See, the trouble is it's straight down on the other side, isn't it?
Where the trees have fallen because of the fire in the earth has killed the roots. You can feel the heat. It's like a warm oven. If you're baking cookies and you've preheated the oven, that's what it feels like here. People have certainly trashed it here by bringing beer bottles and cans and tires and everything else. I guess they were hoping that this would all burn, kind of made a dump-down oven. There's more over here on this side. I have to be careful because this land has been known to collapse in certain areas, so you have to be very careful where you're walking. Over here, there's a piece of metal. If you can get this a close-up of this piece of metal, right over here, right where this smoke's at. Can you see that? Can you see that, Jean? See the smoke? All that metal there is completely charred. And I assume it's from the from the heat of the earth, of the fire that's in the mine. We're standing here now at the original dump in which the fire was supposedly has started at. It's my understanding that the dump was on fire, and then somehow or another with the coal mining, it did catch the coal mine on fire. Over here to my right is a pipe. This is extremely hot here. I don't know if I take that rock off of it, if anything would happen. There's worth finding out. And if it's worth finding out, hold on a second. We shall see.
That's as short as the damn cord. You need to get closer.
Okay, what we have here is a cap, and right here, oh, as hot as this is, I'm way up here, and I can feel the heat coming out. This is supposed to be like a cap, I guess. However, it's not capped properly, and they have to vent that fire somewhere or another, and this is one way to do it. Now, we had the rock on there a few minutes, which we're going to put the rock back because we will leave the ground in which we had found it. We've got the sun over to our left. It's hard to tell about the burning because you will have the fire. However, the camera person will try and pan over there. Perhaps we can see something. We'll keep the camera low. And way over there is, again, you can see the fire molting coming in. Over here to our left, there's still more fire coming in. And all this is desolate because the fire is still burning in this dump. And it will continue, I guess, now until eternity, until someone decides on a way in which to extinguish the blaze. And here we are at Centralia, Pennsylvania, where the fires have been burning over 35 years. Hope you enjoyed the trip.
They actually let you walk inside.
No kidding.
You know, you saw the hole with the plank things holding up the entrance and everything, and you just walked in, and you know they gave you these like miners hat thing, and you could go. Here's the other place too, being warm. Not as warm.
We are here at another location. As you can see, we have another, I call it a hot pot because that's just what it feels like. When you're standing here, you can feel the heat. Heaven forbid if that container should burst open. If our camera person will pan over here, you can see this area here is where the coal has burned so much that the ground has actually sunken down and the steam is still rising after all these years. I don't know if I particularly want to step over any of these sticks or not. No, I don't think I will, because some of this property here, as you can see, it has sunk down, and they say you do have to be careful because you will step in a hole and who knows what can happen to you. But it's extremely hot here, very hot. Look at how the bark has all been burned off of the tree branches here. There's just nothing left. Makes you wonder how many more years this can burn, doesn't it? Until next time, we'll see you. Oh, look at Bugs Bunny. Bugs Bunny. Left-hand side.
It's called is Centralia, Pennsylvania, a town that was under siege for the coal mines that was under their feet. Centralia is a little town was a little town about 2,800 people, and it was a bustling town. It had theaters and churches and schools and businesses. It was a thriving town. They decided they was going to have a Memorial Day festival, so they decided that they need to clean the town up a little bit. And the only problem was they had a landfill that they needed to get rid of because it was an eyesore. The landfill was about 70 feet long and 300 feet wide, and so it was a lot to clean up there. So they set a fire and let it burn and burn and burn and burn. And when they were satisfied that most of the debris had been burned, they scattered it around and killed the fire. We went on with their next day memorial services, which is fine and dandy. But what they didn't realize, that the landfill was over one of the coal mines. Now Pennsylvania is known for a coal mine company, and that's where they go under the ground and get the coal. But several months later, maybe days later, I don't know how long it was, maybe they realized then, but the heat they had on over that coal mine, the heat goes up, but heat also goes down. And therefore, when the heat was penetrating into the earth, it caught a coal seam on fire. And so the coal seam started to smolder and fire and spread, unbeknownst to the town people. They had no clue. And then one day, as a little boy was walking along, the earth expanded, and the little boy went down into the crevice. Now it wasn't deep, and he crawled back out. He was fine and dandy. But then that's when they think, whoa, something's not right here. They had to get the other coal company involved to see what was going on, but there wasn't anything they can do. And they know now that the coal seam caught on fire and their town was on fire under their feet. And one thing you remember about heat expands, it doesn't contract. Cold contracts. So now they had fire underneath their feet. They had the obnoxious smells. They had smells they probably didn't think about before. And you know, coal also creates carbon monoxide. There was many people stayed many years afterwards. What health problems they had, we don't know. But slowly by slowly, the town began to dwindle. And now, as you may want to visit, I don't know if you can visit there anymore, there's not much there. In 2017, I think it was, that the last person that lived there was asked to leave, and this was through eminent domain, when the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania took over the town. Now the town people still went in and kept the town clean. It was a pride and joy. You stop and think, this was their livelihood. And yes, they owned property there. They still had debts they had to pay. And so they continued keeping the town going as long as they could. And then one day it was decided that enough was enough. They couldn't stop the fire. Therefore they had to move out in different areas in order to maintain a healthy life. Now I've got some pictures here that was taken from the internet. Some are from I guess photographers that wanted historical information. Might have been some of the town people, I don't know. But at least it gives us a picture of what these people went through, or might have gone through. You stop and think about, here they had people buried in cemeteries. You'll see a picture of a church. You'll see a place where people gathered and sat down and enjoyed things. But this is no more to be. I would suggest that you pick up a book, go to the library and pick up a book, or go to Barnes & Noble and pick up a book about Centralia and learn about what the people went through, the sorrows, the heartbreak of seeing houses no longer there, or abandoned and boarded up, or go around, you see a foundation of where a home used to be. What stories entailed there? You some think. A man went to his house and the floor was smoldering. It wasn't smoldering when he got up. Or the housewife who was fixing food and the obnoxious smells filled her lungs. Or the children playing on the ground or running around. Would the earth open up and swallow them? That wasn't a very good thought. No, that wasn't a good thought at all. Was it better that we leave? That we leave everything we ever had that we love? The time came, yes, that was the answer. And so they moved on. And now the town of Centralia, Pennsylvania is no more but a memory. For them, it was hell on earth.